Hey everyone, it is good to be with you here today. It is Thursday, April 2nd, 2020. We're going to be looking at our ninth devotion today, entitled, What Will We Do with These Times Given to Us? It comes from Psalms 39, 4 through 5, which says, Show me, O Lord, my life's end and the number of my days. Let me know how fleeting is my life. You have made my days a mere handbreadth. The span of my years is as nothing before you. Each man's life is but a breath. In J.R.R. Tolkien's book, The Fellowship of the Ring, Frodo thinks about the troubling times he is living in, and he says to Gandalf, I wish it need not have happened in my time. And Gandalf then replies to Frodo with these very wise words, So do I. And so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide, and we have to decide what to do with the time that is given us. I believe that these words that Tolkien wrote in his story in the 1950s would be good for us to take to heart even in our day. None of us choose the day in which we were born, but this is our time. You and I could have been born in any part of history over the past 7,000 years, but God chose to put us right here in this moment. Here we are, this is our time, and our life, no matter how you look at it, is but a breath. We often get so worried and anxious about what tomorrow might hold, but instead of looking so much at tomorrow or next week, it might be better to keep our eyes fixed upon 100 years from now. Because in doing so, it would remind us always that our life here in this world has an end. The span of our years are as nothing before God, who is eternal. God could have had us live in the hard times of the Middle Ages, or he could have had us live through the times of the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I or II, or any other war for that matter, or he could have had us live through any difficult time in history or any peaceful time in history. But right here, right now, April 2nd of 2020, this is where God has placed us. The question I offer to you is this: what will you do with the breath and the life that God has given to you? And what will you do with these days that you find yourself in? How will you choose to live? In Ephesians 5:15 through 17, it tells us, Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. I urge you, in light of this present crisis that you now find yourself in, understand what the Lord's will is. Do not waste your life in this. Do not be consumed with frustration because of your isolation. Do not be consumed with worry or anxious thoughts. And do not be consumed with fear or panic, but instead use this time to know the heart of God better than you have ever known Him before. Understand what the Lord's will is. Understand that He still requires you to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God, even in these times. Jesus said in John 4:34, My food is to do the will of Him who sent me, and to finish His work. It would be good for us to follow in the steps of Jesus, and I urge all of us who are a part of God's blessed church, let us, as God's children, live as overcomers in this life. Let us not give up in doing good. Let us not give in to fear. These are the times in which God has put us, and therefore let us live out these days to His glory and to His honor. Let us do the will that He desires of us. Let us finish the work which He has called us to do. And it is my prayer that the Father will complete His blessed work in His church, that He would use these times to mold us and shape us into the likeness of Jesus Christ in a greater way than ever before. My friend, as you go about your days in the midst of this current crisis, constantly be asking the Lord your God what it is that He desires of you right now at this moment. Ask Him how you can be a light in this dark world and shine the brightness of Jesus Christ in the midst of these dark and troubling days. This world needs to see Jesus right now. And I believe these times give us a ripe opportunity to offer the world hope in Jesus Christ like no other time we have ever seen before. And it is my earnest prayer that all they see in us, and that they do see in us, Jesus. I pray that you shine Jesus through your life, showing the world the hope of Christ in the midst of these times that we are in.